The International Labour Day comes up tomorrow, but the usual long march past ceremony and social gatherings will be absent to avoid the spread of COVID-19. So, companies have been holding roundtable debates and webinars to address work issues this year. Plus, members of the National Civil Aviation Authority and officials of the Ministry of Transport have been studying other methods to ensure stronger airport security in airports in Cameroon. Good evening and welcome to the 7:30 News. I am Benin Bumagana in Yaoundé.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.
Once again, good evening and welcome. The International Labour Day this year will be observed absent the usual march past and feasting in workplaces due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Most enterprises and companies in Yaoundé say they will observe the day through talks and debates on job security and health. Rainatu Sali visited some enterprises for the 7:30 News.
While there is less to celebrate this Labour Day due to the economic havoc wreaked by COVID-19, yet enterprises understand the relevance of holding talks to discuss job security.
Tomorrow we will not have more than 50 people around, but we're going to have a few of them. And what we intend to do is to entertain them. In spite of the context, we must listen to their plight. We must keep them informed. We must make them know that they are part and parcel of the workforce of the ministry.
At this enterprise, educative talks will dominate tomorrow's celebration.
T-shirts will still be distributed to both the workers and clients. We are going to have educative talks and commune as a family.
In the absence of the usual fanfare, enterprises in Cameroon will simply reflect on how to contribute to build a fairer, securer and a much better world for the working class.
And keeping the workplace COVID-19 free is a challenge most proprietors are dealing with to prevent their staff from contracting the virus while performing their tasks. These proprietors are insisting on the respect of barrier measures against the pandemic and possible assistance to those tested positive. Yoti Kaleli Songe tells us more.
Workers are on high alert. The office won't be a breeding ground for the coronavirus.
We have a lot of antibacterial gel that they have to wash their hands a lot. And we clean also the building very regularly and we test these employees.
At this institute, negligence isn't permitted. The COVID-19 warrior begins from the mind.
We first work on the psychological aspect such that if a staff tests positive to COVID-19, they are not stigmatized. We lay emphasis on teleworking so that personnel can work from home. We do video conferencing and make use of other digital platforms.
Should a positive case be recorded in this structure,
Let's say he has to be in a quarantine for 14 days, stay at home, bring him to the hospital, and we take care of him at a distance.
even those of the informal sector are on their guard.
We wash the hand and we respect physical distances.
Internet and communication technologies could help combat the coronavirus.
I recommend teleworking and online training for staff of other enterprises.
This to keep personnel safe, a people who will witness a 2021 Labour Day void of festivities.
Over in the South region, companies and enterprises under the supervision of the Regional Delegation of Labour and Social Security have carried out sensitization campaigns for employees on the stake of workers' health. For more, from Ebolover, here is Benis Atabong.
For the second year running, the International Labour Day will be celebrated in Ebolover without pomp due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The situation has made most workers in the capital of the South region sad, for many festivities have been cancelled. However, some enterprises have organized activities for their employees.
Our hierarchy has organized a concert.
For those who usually make brisk business during Labour Day preparations, business has taken a nosedive this year. Labour and Social Security authorities of the region have used the 2021 Labour Week to sensitize the population.
We came here to highlight the theme of this edition.
Preparations for the 135th International Labour Day in Ebolover are low-key. They say they understand that the measures which have been taken aim at keeping them safe and healthy.
The plight of workers in the COVID-19 context is at the center of dialogue at the Ministry of Territorial Administration. The roundtable conference, chaired by the Secretary General Yves Christian-Edouard Efa, ahead of the International Labour Day, focused on the theme Health and the Fight Against COVID, Stakes, Challenges and Perspectives. More on that with you, Beatrice Ngom.
The platform was ideal, the themes rich enough to paint a picture of what is being done in the Ministry of Territorial Administration this far to abate the impact of COVID-19. According to the speakers, none has died in the ministry as a result of COVID-19, and to consolidate this record, the successes and failures of the ministry's response plan have been assessed.
All of us have to continue to respect barrier measures because it's been a little bit relaxed. If you are infected, it can spread to other people.
In three themes, the actions of the ministry with regards to its internal response strategy and field work were evaluated.
Most of them are being tested monthly or some twice a week, and those who are tested positive are being taken care of. The Ministry of Territorial Administration has been carrying out several sensitization to the field, to markets, churches.
On this occasion, to mark May Day activities at the Ministry of Territorial Administration, the staff has been challenged to continue to respect barrier measures and have been reassured that more will be done to preserve their health during this COVID period.
Ahead of the celebration of the 135th edition of the International Labour Day, tomorrow Saturday, the Ministry of Public Works today Friday held a roundtable talk on the preservation of its achievements amidst the COVID-19 scare while guaranteeing the health of its workers. The panelists, headed by Minister Emmanuel Ngannou-Djumesi, narrowed down on proposals including a bi-monthly screening of workers for COVID-19, weekly distribution of face masks, provision of communication gadgets to facilitate distant collaboration between collaborators and ensuring the treatment of infected staff. And right after this newscast, we are going to have the declaration of the Minister of Labour and Social Security on tomorrow's event. Right now, stakeholders of the Cameroon Civil Aviation Authority are reflecting on better ways to make airports safer and more secured. The one-day seminar organized by the National Civil Aviation Security Committee in Yaoundé, chaired by the Minister of Transport, Jean-Enes Marcena Ngale-Bibe. This is a report by Romeo Kenye.
Cameroon's civil aviation sector has been hit hard by COVID-19 in 3 cases. Lately, though, it is gradually picking up. In this first ordinary session of the National Civil Aviation Security Committee meeting for 2021, stakeholders are brainstorming on the safety of different airports in Cameroon. They also intend laying emphasis on internal regulations of the sector, given that experts from the International Civil Aviation Organization will soon be in the country for auditing.
We are not just waiting for the audit, but we are putting the measure in place to have a safe air transport. But of course, together within that committee, we'll try to see what are the loops and how we can correct them. And one big correction is try to adapt to the new threats in civil aviation.
Presiding over the workshop, Transport Minister Ernest Ngala Bibehemasena challenged participants to make good use of skills acquired. He revealed that government has embarked on the rehabilitation of access routes and other related projects at the Yaoundé, Douala, Garoua and Maroua airport. This with the aid of the World Bank. The one-day seminar was marked by a series of presentations and recommendations.
Newly promoted prison warders in the North region have received epaulettes corresponding to their new ranks in the Corps. The ceremony in Garoua was presided at by the governor of the North region, Jean Abate Edzi. Details with you, Louisa Akwanka Chato.
Among the elated recipients is 47-year-old Martine Jamane, to whom the distinction is a milestone for her 20-year-long career, 12 of them spent at the Garoua main prison. I thank God and hierarchy for the honor, for my hard work has been rewarded this day. I hope to receive more until I retire. The joy and gratitude is shared by 49 of her peers, among them senior and chief warders. I feel joyful as my efforts have been noticed and recompensed. It suffices to keep working harder in accord with norms to receive more distinctions in future. They were exhorted by the North Regional Delegate of Penitentiary Administration, Armand Ginjak, to show they merit the distinction through greater commitment and diligence. They have to be worthy ambassadors of the Penitentiary Administration, whose role within the justice system cannot be overlooked, and to handle inmates better for the eventual reinsertion into society. The Epaulette Award ceremony, which unfolded in strict compliance with COVID-19 barrier norms, was overseen by the governor of the North region, Jean Abate Edzi.
Military honors have been given to the late Senior Superintendent of Police, Banyolak Baleme Boniface, who died last month while in active service. The ceremony at the premises of the Higher Police Training School, Yaoundé, was presided at by the Inspector General at the Delegation of National Security, Jean-Marie Mvogo. Details in this report by Mukwele Princeville Aduma.
Banyolak Balima Boniface returns to his creator after an impression made on the country's police corps, as seen in this one-in-a-lifetime ceremony organized in his honor. The death of the senior police superintendent last March 30th put an end to a 33-year career that started off in 1988 following his graduation from the Higher Police Training College, Yaoundé.
The only thing that we can say is that God take him and that his soul has in peace. Police were all his life. Us child was coming next, but police were all his life.
If family is gold to many, so it was to the late senior police officer, whose exploits in service were powered by their support. Positions held in Yaoundé, Douala and Eboloa were crowned by his last appointment as regional head of the Service of Identification at the Regional Delegation of National Security for the West. This bow for you, mon commissaire divisionnaire. On behalf of the police family and the state, the Jean-Marie Mvogo Inspector General's comfort to the Banyolak family. Adieu.
Despite our efforts, COVID-19 plunged many families into mourning and seriously hampered the functioning of our economy and society.
Let's get into the second canto of this newscast and talk about our fight against COVID-19. 2 weeks after the launch of vaccination campaign against COVID-19, health workers in the West region have taken the vaccines to the different divisions of the region to have as many persons as possible vaccinated. For more, let's meet Baldwin Sama, who is standing by at the Regional Delegation of Public Health in Bafoussam. Hello, Baldwin.
Good evening. With the availability of different vaccines to fight against the coronavirus in the Cameroon, here in the West region of Cameroon, tonight with the West Regional Delegate of Public Health, Dr. Shimon Dauda, we shall evaluate at what level they are with the ongoing vaccination campaign to limit the spread of COVID-19. Mr. Regional Delegate, good evening.
Good evening.
How many doses of the different vaccines did you receive here in the West region of Cameroon?
Okay, thank you. The West region have received the two kinds of vaccine. Sinopharm vaccine around 40,710 doses, and AstraZeneca vaccine 30,500 doses. So we have received it.
With these different doses of the different vaccines, where are we so far? Several days after the campaign, the vaccination campaign was launched with the vaccination in the different divisions here in the West region of Cameroon.
Okay, one day after the receiving of the Sinopharm vaccine, who was designated to health worker personnel, we have started the vaccination here by regional governor and me 2 days after, and actually all the vaccines are in all districts according to the number of health working in the district. So after 10 days we have evaluated, and we see that it's low. It's low. That's the reason why we have changed the strategy of vaccination. Now the team, they will not wait on the seat, but they will move health center by health center and vaccinate all the health workers there. I think with that strategy, things will change. Another thing is that by next week we will start the vaccination of all persons, all health workers from 18 years, all all young persons from 18 years with comorbidity, and all persons above 50 years. So all them will be vaccinating from next week in the region.
Thank you so much, Mr. Regional Delegate, for being our guest this evening. The fight against the coronavirus continues in the 10 different regions of the country, just like it is the case with the West region with the ongoing vaccination campaign against COVID-19. Back to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Baldwin Samath van Cayman. This year's African Vaccination Week has ended in Yaoundé with the main call on women to vaccinate their children against different diseases. The African Vaccination Week was observed under the theme, Vaccination Brings Us Closer. For more on the vaccination story, here is Romeo Kenyi again.
These women, over 20 in number, effectively took part in this year's African Vaccination Week. The global theme is Vaccines Bring Us Closer. In a workshop organized by health experts under the coordination of World Health Organization (WHO), participants have been enlightened on the necessity of such campaigns.
Choice of women is based on that women are caretaker of children. The women are the model of protecting children in our community. So that is why we are insisting of engaging women to be committed to immunization.
Testimonials have been handed out to attendees of the program.
They teach us how vaccination are given. Vaccination is more important for our children, for us. People who have problems for disease, vaccination is the more protection.
The 2021 African Vaccination Week is observed between April 24 and 30.
And people living in rural areas will soon have access to the internet and communication technologies. This is thanks to a convention that has been signed between Cameroon and the German Society for International Cooperation, GIZ. Yoti Kale Lisonge reports on how this will benefit the country.
Signatures that come with a glimmer of hope for rural populations of Cameroon in this ICT era. The German Society for International Cooperation, GIZ, comes to revamp the polyvalent community telecenters built by government some years back.
We make it possible that these telecenters can be actually used by the local population, that they have access to information, that they can use certain applications to, for example, get in touch with the community, to inform themselves about certain services like health centers. Students can use the networks which are extended into the local villages.
After a successful trial in Bibemi and Mayo Ulo, The plan is to transform other communities digitally.
This convention signed today will help us to join many more TCPs in this project, and GZ is a partner who bring us means, expertise, and we call on other partners to help us because it's a very important program, and it is with cities and rural area that together we are going really to be an emergent country.
Efforts that may likely boost the country's digital economy.
The ranking of colleges and high schools from official exams for the 2019-2020 session has been made public, and College Jean Tabi has maintained the leadership position with a success rate of 99.7%. More on that story with you, Jamila Kadzalat Adamu.
It is a school with proven track records. College Jean Tabi has since 2013 topped the list for best performance in official exams, scoring 99.7% last year. Sharing the secrets to this success, the school authorities say planning for the school year well ahead of time works the magic. At the moment, 5 months before the next school year resumes, they have begun planning already. If the administration plays a pivotal role in the school's excellent results, the teaching staff gets a pat on the back for this success. Rewarding teachers for an excellent scorecard is another way the school triggers success. This year, 20 of them were rewarded, and this encourages them to do more, they say. The other success ingredient is the fact that parents and the school administration are allies. It puts them on the same page with the students' brilliant performance at the end of the year. According to the principal, Sister Anastasia Bekono, the college is determined to stay at the top this year, aiming for a 100% success rate in exams organized by the Baccalaureate Board.
Honorable Yeba Judith Meno of the Yaoundé 6 municipality has donated food items comprising of rice, groundnut and vegetable oil and more to the Muslims in the Eligefa neighborhood in Yaoundé. The ceremony was to hand over these to the beneficiaries took place in the presence of the mayor of the Yaoundé 6 Council, Yoki Omana. Joyce Tata reports.
A hand of assistance and solidarity to Muslims in Yaoundé 6. The donation of food items by the Yaoundé 6 Member of Parliament comes to assist them as they carry on with a period of fasting, a sacrifice being made for a just cause.
We came to visit the Muslim community of Eligefa to tell them first of all that we care about them, that we love them, we are together with them, and we came to encourage them during this period of fasting. So we believe that it will give them strength, so they will continue to pray for our country, Cameroon, especially for the north and the southwest regions and the far north, for peace to reign in Cameroon, and also to pray for this deadly pandemic that is around the corner, the COVID-19 pandemic, for the eradication of this disease.
In appreciation, the Imam of the Eligefa Mosque, Mama Ifamju, coordinated a session of prayers of thanksgiving for such a timely donation. The Honorable, in collaboration with the Mayor of the Yaoundé 6 Council, Yoki Onana, and 3rd Deputy Mayor, Madame Zunu, plans to show more love to inhabitants of our constituency, not only to Muslims.
Members of the Cultural, Social and Family Affairs Committee of the National Assembly and officials of the Ministry of Culture will meet next month to brainstorm on how to revitalize the cultural sector that has been adversely affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Some MPs have already been proposing guidelines as to how this discussion will go on in a meeting with the Minister of Arts and Culture. Emanuela Vemme tells us more.
The exchange days between officials of the Ministry of Arts and Culture and members of the Cultural, Social and Family Commission of the National Assembly is a continuation of efforts to give arts and culture in Cameroon an enabling environment to thrive. It began in 2019 with the law on the promotion of official languages, then that setting up artistic and cultural associations in 2020. More is to come.
To promote our culture, to promote our languages, to promote that what is Cameroon during this period of the crisis of COVID-19, the wars in the northwest and southwest, and that of Boko Haram in the north. And that's why we're here to to open a partnership with the Ministry of Culture.
Built for the 26th and 27th of May 2021, the Exchange Forum will treat several topics, including how to revamp the arts and culture sector hard hit by the coronavirus pandemic. The 5-man delegation of members of parliament have thus brainstormed on a detailed plan of what will be discussed so as to boost the sector in Cameroon. And as the Minister of Arts and Culture, Bidum Kwad, puts it, his ministry will not relent in pushing for the growth of the arts and culture sector in Cameroon.
An event to promote the use of the African fabric known as pop-up shopping will be organized this May 1st in Yaoundé as part of cultural activities scheduled for the weekend. Victor Siga presents some cultural events also scheduled for this weekend.
The iconic Bendeka will be on stage tonight in Oja, Carrefour Mesamendongo in the nation's capital. He will thrill fans with Sandin Nanga at 9 p.m. prompt. Book your ticket and dance to the tune of love. This Friday in Douala, jazz lovers commemorate the 10th edition of International Jazz Day at La Chaumière Jazz Club, Bonapriso. 9 p.m. is the kickstart time. Do not miss the pop-up shopping at Route 66 Bastos Yaoundé this May 1st as from 9 a.m. An event to promote the use of African fabric, quality materials at pop-up prices. Happy weekend.
Before we go, Cotonsport of Garoua, Cameroon's flag bearer at the CAF Confederations Cup, has been paired to play against RSA Giraffe of Senegal at the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederations Cup. The draw was made today in Egypt, and Cotonsport of Garoua will welcome their opponents for the away leg match on Sunday, May 16 in Garoua, before the return leg match on May 23 in Senegal. And for more sports story, the 10 games of the Elite One Football Championship will be played this weekend in stadiums around the country. This is a sports roundup with Daniel Ekonde.
The weekend already got off with the draw of the quarterfinals of the CAF Interclub competitions done this Friday, April 30 in Cairo, Egypt. Cameroonian side Cotonsport will face off ASC Giraffe of Senegal. The Garoua club have less than 16 days to prepare for the first leg, which also sees last season's runners-up Pyramids FC square off Nigerians and Yimba FC. The show continues in the Elite One with day 10 games this Sunday. Defending champions PWD Bamenda will aim to get another win when they host Stade Renard at 2 p.m. at the Young Sport Academy Stadium. Meanwhile, IS Fortuna vs Fufu of Baham at 3:30 p.m. will be broadcast on CRTV Sports and Entertainment. In basketball, there will be third and fourth meetings of the Centre Regional League this Sunday at the Esplanade of the Yaoundé Sports Complex. Meanwhile, wrestling fans are being thrilled by a heavyweight fight between Cameroonian champion Michel Nudem and Nigeria's strongman Power Lee. The fight is qualifier for a wrestling championship in USA 2023.
Thank you very much, Daniel Ekonde. With our report that we come to the end of the 7:30 news. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. But remember that right after this, the Minister of Labour and Social Security will be making a declaration about the International Labour Day that comes up tomorrow. Good night. God bless you.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.
CRTV News, ici, toute l'info.